Here are three top Iran developments this week. I know there's a lot going on, so here's a quick summary. Point one, it's no longer a Strait of Hormuz story, it's now also a Red Sea story. Houthi fighters in Yemen say they're imposing a blockade at the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This is the southern entrance to the Red Sea. And this is where Saudi Arabia has been diverting some oil shipments because of the disruption to the Strait of Hormuz. Now, it's really hard to fully blockade the strait, but as we've seen, all it takes is a couple of strikes or the threat of attacks to disrupt traffic, and that's what's happening. On Thursday, Houthi fighters struck two Saudi tankers, and that sent Brent crude above $100 a barrel for the first time since May. Point two, the US and Saudi Arabia signed a landmark civilian nuclear agreement, although critics warn it could spark a nuclear arms race in the region. So, this would allow US companies to help Saudi Arabia build a civilian nuclear energy program, although it still has to clear Congress. Now, the timing has raised eyebrows given that the US says one of the main reasons for the Iran war is to stop Iran's nuclear ambitions. The White House also later said the deal is contingent upon Saudi Arabia joining the Abraham Accords and recognizing Israel. So far, Saudi Arabia said it will only normalize relations with Israel if there's a clear pathway to a Palestinian state. Point three, the cost of war. Trump has said that he might offset some of these costs by using Iran's seized assets to pay for the war. But Iran has warned that that would amount to another hostile act. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the Iran war has already cost around $37.5 billion, although analysts say that number could be much higher once you factor in the replacement of weapons that have been used, repairing damage that's been done to bases and equipment. Hegseth's also asking for $67 billion more for the ongoing military operations in Iran. But US lawmakers are under a lot of pressure right now because oil prices are up again. The average gas price in the US is back up above $4 a gallon, and that's a psychological, politically sensitive threshold. And all of this as both the US and Iran continue to intensify strikes and raise fears of another all-out war.